Check it.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we have some amazing information regarding Need for Speed's next big update called Speedlists. Now, I was fortunate enough to go to Guildford last week and play this update and record it for you guys, and I'm going to be covering it on the channel over the next few days. So if this interests you, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. All of the gameplay you see in the background is from the latest update, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about all of the features and give a quick overview of what the Speedlist update actually includes. And having played it, I can definitely say it's freaking awesome. So obviously the biggest thing in this update are the speed lists themselves. Think of this as Need for Speed's PvP mode. This is where you're going to want to go and race competitively, and it's something which I've been asking for ages, and I'm really glad it's finally in there now, and it works really well. Now, when you go ahead and go to the main speed list menu, you have four options: quick play, mixed, speed, and style. Now, the quick play mode basically just gets you into a lobby as quick as possible. It will obviously be one of the other three modes. Style encompasses all of the drift events in the game, as you would expect. So that's all the toge events and all the other drift events. I do not believe drift trains in there, however everything else basically is. And then speed obviously covers all of the circuit races and sprint races and that kind of thing for your actual full-on racing. And then mixed, it's a mixture of both, and it's honestly one of the most interesting playlists, surprisingly. Once you're in a speed list, you'll have a few minutes to pick your car, and then obviously you'll go ahead and race 5 races of the certain discipline which you picked, whether that be speed, style, or mixed. Now, it's really important that you tune your car correctly, because once you've picked your car, that's the car you must do those 5 races in. So if your car isn't tuned very well for mixed, for example, you're really going to struggle with some of the events if, say, your car is more grip focused. That's something I noticed when I was doing some of the mixed events, is if you have a grip car and you take it into a mixed lobby, then you're going to really struggle with those drift events, and that might pay a big factor towards the final score, and you may not get that big cash bonus at the end of the tournament. And trust me when I say that you're going to want those bonuses at the end, because they are very rich. You get a lot of money for coming first in these playlists, and you also get a lot of XP from doing these playlists. When I was at Guildford, obviously playing through the speed list, we basically prioritized that over basically everything else, and I managed to get like level 40 or 50 or something across those lines over the 2 days of playtime I had, which was about 11-12 hours, which is quite a lot of game time. But at the same time, you've got to think that's 40 levels is a lot of freaking levels, so you definitely want to go ahead and make the most of Speedlist, especially if you're low on money. As well as this, you're also going to get a multiplayer rank in Speedlist, so there's just a lot of progression to do in this game mode, and I'm going to explain this in more detail probably in tomorrow's video, so go ahead and stay tuned for that. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about the random activities that are scattered around the map. So these activities are very similar to the cruise skill challenges and very similar to drive club skill challenges as well. They're basically just based around the map, and there's 2 types of activities you can do: speed and drift. Speed events require you to kind of follow a bit of a mini course and basically complete it as fast as you can without hitting the walls. If you hit the walls, then basically your time won't count and the event will cancel out. And then for drift events, you basically have to see how much angle you can get through a corner, with the system being very similar to how it is in normal drift races. And obviously you'll get more points. The more points you get, the better you'll be, and that's basically how it is. And then you'll get auto-log recommendations about your friends beating you, etc, and overall it's just a good time. They're scattered around the map, you have to find them. They're very similar to how Underground 2 had the shops around the map which you had to find. It's very similar with these activities. Once you find the challenge, it will come up on the map. However, until you find these challenges, they won't appear. So it kind of gives you some incentive just to kind of just mess around in the map for a bit, maybe with a group of friends, and try find these events. And then obviously once you do, you have even more kind of incentive to do it and try beat your friend's score than ever before, really. Currently, there's 10 speed events and 10 drift events based around the map for you to find. So obviously when the patch launches, you can go ahead and find them scattered around the map, and I may do a video showing where they all are. I may not, it depends really. But anyway, that is activities. Now we're going to go on to the next new feature of this patch, and that is the prestige mode. Now, unfortunately, this was one of the modes which I didn't get to try out, but I'm still looking very, very forward to it because it's really down my alley. It's basically the normal events on a very hard difficulty, which is something which I really wanted. I wanted something like this to really put the player at a test. So you unlock prestige mode after you've completed the story. It becomes available in your phone, in the phone app, and it's basically just the story missions on a very hard difficulty. You'll be given certain target scores to beat, and if you beat the gold target scores and beat all of them, you could probably get a nice reward, I imagine. It just seems like a very interesting concept, and I can't wait to play some of the events again. Hopefully pre-patch component parts is in there, because it's going to be really interesting to go ahead and visit that again. But essentially all it is, it's the story modes in a very hard state, with basically the catch-up turned all the way up. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that turns out. As well as this, there's also been a few changes to daily challenges to make it easier to get decals from there. If you didn't already know, you do get decals by completing the daily challenges, and that has now been made easier. Basically, if you beat each individual challenge, you'll get a sticker, unlike before where you had to beat all of them to get one. And there's a few other little things here and there, like achievements and trophies, a new drag race outro comparison screen, and a few other things which you can read in the description down below. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the Under the Hood article if you want to go ahead and read it for yourself. But I can't wait for this update to drop. It's going to drop on Wednesday if you're watching this, so it's going to drop literally in a few days time. Really excited. I can't wait for it to drop and play it again. I've been craving to play those Speedlists again. It's really addicting, and I think you guys will find that eventually when the update drops. But anyway, that's been it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to go hit the like, subscribe. There's going to be another video out later regarding the Need for Speed update, so if you want to go ahead and watch that, and if you're interested, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.